local problems through viable solution. Hence, let's become vocal for local by global perspective. On these lines, I am very confident that the deliberation that is going to happen in these 2 days will be an eye-opener for all the academicians who are going to be the torch bearers, who are going to enlighten the next generation and who are going to bring a strong Navabharat. I offer my appreciation and felicitation to all the stakeholders who have joined here to organize this event and wish all the participants to get adequately benefited from this. So thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am, for being here and sharing your wisdom with us. It is my privilege to introduce our distinguished keynote speaker for today, Professor K. Kumaraswamy. His illustrious career in academia spans decades, marked by a profound commitment to fostering excellence in education. As a former professor of English based in Salem, his dedication to scholarship and mentorship has left an indelible mark on countless students and colleagues alike. With great honor, we invite Professor K. Kumaraswamy ji to deliver keynote address.
Welcome to all of you. His Excellency, Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, Sri Manish R. Joshi ji from UGC, he is the Secretary of UGC Delhi. Mr. Lakshmanan ji, All India Army Singh Joint Secretary of ABRSM. Sri Dr. Bhaskar ji, the President of Theta Tamil Nadu, and Sri Satish ji, the President of UMass working in Kerala, former and present Vice Chancellors of different universities in Tamil Nadu, great educationists, doctors, professors from different universities and colleges. I am really happy that many people have come from northern universities and all participants of this seminar. Once again, namaskar to all of you. Once our country, Bharat, was the Visva Guru in all fields, in the field of science, mathematics, astronomy, astrology, arts, literature. Our forefathers were the pioneers. Today, our young men want to study in Harvard University in America. But in those days, students of other countries, they wanted to join in Nalanda University or Ujjain University or Kanchi University in India. So we were pioneers in the field of education. But due to the colonial rule, there was a great decline in the field of education. In all aspects, there was a great downfall. There was continuous struggle to get a freedom. At last, in 1947, we got freedom. After 1947, hundreds of universities have come. Thousands of colleges have come. Lakhs and lakhs of graduates, postgraduates have come out. But in the field of science, or even in different fields, have we achieved something that makes us satisfactory? I think no. Recently, a survey says some 1,000 universities were selected. Among the 1,000 universities, first 100 universities, first 100 places, no university of our country was there. 100 to 200, only there were two universities, IIT of Mumbai and IIT of Delhi. Then after 200, our Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, is found. Why this poor show? Because the standard of education has declined. Quality education is not there. Our students are spoon-fed. There is no sense of originality, inquisitiveness. We should achieve something great. I may be an engineer, I may be a doctor, I may be an auditor, I may occupy any position, but my qualification, my experience should be dedicated for the upliftment of the country. That vision is not there. Doctors are there, engineers are there, but nation first, society first, that vision is not there in the modern age. That's why this ABRSM, number one body in the educational world in India, they are aiming to give a proper quality education. There is a saying in Sanskrit, the aim of education should be Mirha Asura Guna Nasham, Manusha Deva Guna Vikasam. These qualities of an animal, qualities of Asura, Rakshasa, they should be eradicated. They should be negated. This human excellence should be brought. And Deva Guna, Manusha Guna, they should be revived. That should be the education. Swami Vivekananda said, education is the manifestation of perfection that is already in man. And according to him, every religion is manifestation of divinity in man. But today's education does not try to manifest this human excellence or divine quality. They make men more selfish. There was recently a survey. In that 100 criminals, culprits were selected. Among the 100 culprits, 70 people were highly educated. You make a study of the terrorism, top terrorists are university gold medalists. So we have given the subject knowledge in different subjects, but human excellence, the social awareness, his commitment for the upliftment of the society is not there. So this selfish angle should be stopped. So from that point of view, ABRSM is trying to improve the quality education along with this human excellence, along with this academic excellence, human excellence should also be brought up. So from that point of view, ABRSM, with which our Theta of Tamil Nadu and UVAS of Kerala are affiliated, are trying. In the higher educational field, especially among the universities and the colleges, a new vision has to be given to the emerging students, the young UVAS students. That's why the topic for the seminar is Envisioning New Bharat. So for the past 1,000 years, a proper vision was not given to the young students. So if we want that in the short period, in the coming years, India should be number one in the world. Again, a Vishwa Guru. There should be some reforms in the field of education. That's why in this seminar, educational reforms through indigenous systems. It's a well thought over topic. I appreciate the organizers of this seminar for having selected this topic, and through this team of professors, our students studying in universities and colleges will have a good vision and mission. I thank the organizers of this seminar for giving me an opportunity to put forth a few views in front of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your enlightening words and presence today. I'm delighted to have our distinguished keynote speaker, Professor Manish R. Joshi, Secretary, University Grants Commission, New Delhi. Professor Joshi's remarkable contribution to education and research, along with his impressive academic journey, have earned him national recognition. His dedication to advancing knowledge in science and technology is exemplified by his receipt of esteemed National Award for Outstanding Efforts in Translation of Popular Science and Technology 2018, bestowed upon him by Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. I invite him to deliver the keynote address.
Namaste. Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, Thiru R.N. Ravi sir, all the dignitaries on the dais and all the dignitaries of the dais. I am thankful to the organizers for giving me chance to participate in this particular event where large number of participants have gathered and they are going to deliberate on a very important topic of envisioning new Bharat through educational reforms and indigenous system. So it's really good to be here and thank you for that to the organizers. I really appreciate that the organizers, like the Theta is one organization, that is the Tamil Nadu Higher Education Teacher Association. You must be knowing that in our brains certain waves are created. So there is alpha wave, beta wave, gamma wave, and there is a theta wave also. And expert believes that the theta waves are important for processing information and making memories. So if you want to have some good memories, theta waves should be there. So it's this particular ambience, lot of people, many academicians, so it will keep memory. So for that theta waves are required. So that is a very good work that Theta is doing, and they have linked to different types of learning. So this type of learning, and that is a very appropriate apt name that this organization have. So I really appreciate that one. And another one is UAS, that is Unnata Vidya Bhasa Adhyapak Sangham. So in Kerala it is really required. This UV generally starts for ultraviolet rays, and these ultraviolet rays are used to kill microbes and bacteria. You might be knowing it. Generally there are UV lamps to sterilize the surgical equipments, and all these bacteria are there. You want to clean them, so these UV rays are used. So you understand the significance of UVAs in Kerala. So these both are affiliated to ABRSM. Thank you to the ABRSM. Akhil Bharatiya Rashtra Shiksha Samiti Mahasangh comes regularly and meet us. The way they represent, and I really appreciate, like we were discussing since many months, the issue of the professors, that because of PhD they cannot become associate professor. In 2018 regulation there was a condition, and they continuously representing it. And then later on we have said, what are the problems that the teachers have to become acquire the PhD. So they made a presentation in front of us. So it's a continuous dialogue, and because of which we could convince our commission members, and our commission members have approved that these particular teachers who could not got PhD, they will get an extension till 31st December 24, and they can become associate professor. So it was a good decision that was taken because of continuous follow-up of ABRSM. What they say is, Rashtra ke hit mein shiksha, shiksha ke hit mein shikshak, and shiksha samaj. So this all is very important, and that's why the way ABRSM is continuously taking care of this is really appreciated. So the knowledge, like we are talking about, a very good deliberations is going to have here. And let me start with a very good and very promising news that has come recently. It's a world ranking. They call it as QS world ranking. And it is really appreciated. Though our number is less, but in 2015, only 11 institutions, only 11 higher education institutions of India were in the ranking, only 11. But in this recent, which has come 2 days before, we had 46 institutions ranked in the QS world ranking. And our Honorable Prime Minister have tweeted it, that it is a 381% increase. It's a 381% increase. Highest among all G20 countries. So the countries, every country has increased. So highest in all G20 countries. 381% of increase in the QS world ranking. Our Honorable Prime Minister has said that in this new term, we will taking even more efforts to boost the research and innovation. So this number will also increase in near future. And it is paramount that a place like Coimbatore, that is not a metropolitan cities, where there is a deliberation on envisioning new Bharat and what are the education reforms with the help of indigenous systems we can do. 350 participants are there. They want to talk about it. They want to listen about it. They want to have discussion about it. So it shows the importance, it shows the willingness of the people of India, of Bharat, to make sure that we will progress, we will excel further. So the parameters, let me put focus on the parameters that are important for this QS world ranking. Why the institutions comes in that QS world ranking? So one of the parameters is academic reputation, faculty-student ratio, and citations per faculty, and the important one is internationalization. Like how many international students are there in your country, are there in your institution? So we have, as a UGC, and even India, even Bharat has started and giving focus. Government of India is also giving focus and giving lot of concerted efforts to bring more and more international students to India. We have got a very nice portal, Study in India. We have started, UGC has come up with a regulation that the higher education institution, the universities, which has got certain NAC score, can directly start joint degrees, can directly start dual degrees with the foreign countries, with the foreign institution, with the foreign university. As I was traveling from airport to here, yesterday I saw there was a big hoarding outside of one institution that you want to study abroad, come and tie up with, come to our university. So these universities are now tying up with the universities of abroad. So it's like two-way. They are also getting benefited. Not only Indian universities are getting benefited. There is a rush among outside universities also to get affiliated with the very good institutions in India. So we have, UGC have come up with one very nice regulation that will open up the Indian place for foreign higher education institutions. We have said the foreign higher education institutions can open their campuses and operationalize their campuses in India. So you will not believe, we have got very good response from various institutions. We say from Europe, from North America, from Australia. So many institutions are coming. There are every week there is a delegation from foreign higher education, from foreign countries to UGC, and they want to know what they should do so that they can establish their campuses. So even foreign countries, foreign higher education institutions which are very good rank, our condition, one of the condition is that the institutions which has foreign ranking above 500 only can come in India. So those all institutions are trying very hard to come and to establish their campuses in India. That is the reputation that Bharat has now, so that everyone want to have their existence, their presence in India. So that is how we have changed this one. The government has changed. The government has changed the focus. The government has doing a lot of efforts. I am really appreciating Honorable Governor is himself here. The role of the governors in improvising the quality of higher education in many states is very paramount. So they are sitting in the conferences, they are sitting in the room where the deliberations are going. I was in Assam last year, where there was a deliberation. All vice chancellors were called by the chancellor, and the chancellor was sitting there from 9 to 5 p.m. for 2 days. And the deliberations he was listening, and he was giving inputs. So that type of interest shown by all the governors, many governors, including Honorable Governor, he is here for this particular event. So it shows the priority of the governors and priority of the government to the higher education. So that sort of reforms that we are talking about, earlier UGC or any regulator used to be supposed to be like making hindrances. Now we have changed our approach. Now we are more of a facilitator type of thing. Last month, our honorable chairman met with all the vice chancellors of deemed to be university. So one at a time we invited 10 vice chancellors and he interacted with them. Honorable chairman asked every deemed to be university, why don't you open your off campuses? So they were used to surprise. So there was an era 10 years ago or 20 years ago when someone used to say that I want to open an off campus. The UGC used to see very suspiciously, why you want to do this? These are the rules and these are the conditions. You cannot do that. Your intention must be nullified. So you used to see in a suspicious way. But now the chairman himself is asking, why don't you open your off campuses? Why don't you go for that one? So they were surprised and they are very happy and they are coming up with this one. We have opened the regulations. We are talking about education reforms. So lot of reforms are going on. We have come up because we are saying in national education policy, the GER is to be raised from 28%, 27% to 50%. Almost double. Currently we have around 4 crore students in higher education. It will go to 10 crores. So we have to make sure, we have to give facilities to the students. So therefore we have opened up, we have said that not only deemed university, we are saying even private universities are there. We have come up with SOPs. Like if they want to have off campus, some institutions which are doing very good, why we have to restrict them in their own campus? If they want to go and establish their off campus, we have given permission to the private universities also. We have come up with that particular SOPs, and applications are coming up. Last commission we have approved one particular university from UP to have their off campus in another place in the UP. So we are very open. UGC being a facilitator, very proactively we are doing. Like we are talking about autonomy of the institutions. Many institutions, many colleges want to change their syllabus quite often because they want to keep pace with the changing time. So they want to change because if in the university system, university have 200 institutions, higher education colleges affiliated to it. So they want to change the syllabus, it will take time. But if an institution autonomy is given, they can change the syllabus quite frequently, easily. So therefore, you can see in the NIRF ranking, 100 NIRF college ranking in the college category, 55% are autonomous colleges. So we said that autonomy is to be given to the colleges. So therefore, we have opened it up. If you have a NAC, then we are going to give the autonomy. And since last 6-7 months, we have given, every month we are giving whatever the applications are coming. So our number was around 800 up till now, but we have raised it to 1200 plus institution. Proactively we are reaching to the colleges. So that sort of reforms that we are talking about. We are talking about indigenous systems, and I want to quote the poet of the soil, Tiruvallar. He has his Tirukural. with our earlier speakers also talk about the focus of the education. The aim of the education is defined by Thiruvallar. He says knowledge, social aim, then adjustment to the environment. So why you take education? So he's talking about to acquire the knowledge, to have social manners, then to adjust with the environment, to have moral aim, to have philosophical aim, spiritual aim, cultural aim, and at last he is talking about living aim. So the priority is, you see, at the 8th place, he is saying that the education is for living aim. But what is important is that you should acquire knowledge. So that is what the indigenous system is. What is the way to look at the education? And that has been changed completely. We're talking about the students only running behind the degrees. They don't bother whether they are getting knowledge or not. They don't bother whether this knowledge, what I am getting, little bit of it, can it be applicable to the society, where I can apply it, where I can, with this knowledge, how can I solve the problem in the society? So that focus has been changed. Whereas our indigenous system is saying that the focus is like this one. But because we have followed this particular colonization and that all, so we need that reforms very with large pace also. I really appreciate the organizers in choosing the venue also. It is on the race course. This is a race course road, and you know, in the race course there is always a speed. So we need to do that speed. We need to achieve that particular speed. So that particular speed we have to go for the reforms as well as for the use of indigenous system. UGC in last year we have completed 6 face-to-face programs on IKS. Indian Knowledge System, Bharatiya Gyan Parampara, and you will be happy to listen it, that 1,000 teachers have gone through that particular 6 days rigorous program at 6 different places, and everywhere this Bharatiya Gyan Parampara was very much appreciated. They all decided that they will talk about Bharatiya Gyan Parampara, they will try to imbibe it in their syllabus. We have done it in Chennai, we have done it in Guwahati. So across region, across religion, we have done it in Kashmir also, where there are 80% were Muslim Pradhyapak initially. They were initially talking about why you need this IKS right now. But as they went through the 6-day deliberation, they understand it is nothing to do with religion. It is about the great work that our ancestors have done. That are the indigenous systems. What are the indigenous systems that we have? And these all indigenous systems, we have to look for, we have to identify, we have to search out. Whatever small we have searched is enough for having widespread eyes of all the people over the globe. So it's a mesmerizing for all. Whatever little knowledge that we have got. So therefore we are saying that our students, our teachers, our faculty should delve into it more in the Bharatiya Gyan Parampara. We have to find out what our ancestors have done. So that is why this important, that's indigenous systems. So our reforms will be guided by this this indigenous system. Therefore we are talking about, whenever we are talking about this syllabus, we are saying that why can't you incorporate the Indian knowledge system as a part of this one? We have added this IKS as a part of NET syllabus also, and UGC has wanted that this new research, young blood should be there in the research system, and therefore we have come up with that after 4-year UG, after your 4-year UG, you can directly get admission into PhD. So no need of this master. So UG can directly go to PhD. So this young blood who have the idea of the societal problems can research into it, can explore that particular problem. So that is one thing that we have said. The aspirations of the youths of Bharat shall be adjusted, shall be acknowledged, and UGC being an apex regulator body is working on it. And we are really very happy that we can work in this direction, and all over India we are getting very good support, we are getting very good feedbacks, and we, including our vice chairman, including our chairman, continuously talking with all stakeholders, and we are getting whatever the suggestions we are getting, we are very open, and with this open-mindedness, we will go ahead and we will reach to Vikasit Bharat 2047. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful speech. It is with great pleasure and honor we gathered here today for the inaugural address by Thiru Ravindranath Raviji, the Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu. Thiru Raviji's distinguished career in public service and his commitment to upholding integrity and justice serves as an inspiration to all of us. As a governor, his tenure marked by relentless pursuit of justice and peace, earning him respect and admiration from all. His efforts have left an indelible mark on the fight against corruption in our country. His strategic acumen and leadership were instrumental in safeguarding our nation's security and integrity. His contribution to public discourse through his insightful columns in national newspapers advocating for transparency, accountability and social justice was highly appreciable. With utmost respect, may I invite our Honorable Governor, Dr. Raviji, to share his vision and insights in his inaugural address.
Respected Thiru G. Lakshman, All India Joint Secretary, Akhil Bharatiya Rashtriya Shakshik Mahasangh, here we make Sangam, everything we put M. Professor Manish R. Joshi, Secretary, University Grant Commission, Thiru K. Kumaraswamy, Distinguished Academician, Dr. C. A. Vasuki, Secretary, Kongu Nadu Arts and Science College, Dr. R. Bhaskar, Convener President, Tamil Nadu Higher Education Teachers Association, Dr. C.P. Satish, Co-Convener and President, Unnata Vidyavyas Adhyapaka Sangama. Distinguished luminaries from academia, eminent scholars, delegates, and friends, warm greetings and best wishes to all of you. Anaivarkum Vanakkam. I am indeed delighted to be part of this important 2 days seminars on an issue which is of crucial significance to our country. Envisioning a new Bharat through education reform with our eyes on indigenous system. Friends, today the world is at the cusp of a revolutionary transformation. We often say that things are changing, the world is changing, but what change is in the offing is happening today is something which is to a considerable extent beyond our comprehension. The cutting edge technology in the ultra advanced domains, from predictive artificial intelligence to generative artificial intelligence, from analog to digital to quantum computation, synthetic biology, ultra advanced intelligent robotics, ultra nanotechnology. These are all transforming and has the potential to transform the world in a way that at this point of time it is very difficult for us to predict how the world would be like. But one thing is clear, that these advancement is going to create redistribution of power, global power. These advancement is going to create a wider gap, creating wider inequality, redistribution of resources. Because the countries and the entities who are ahead in these technologies, the quantum of power and resources that they will have vis-a-vis the others, it is unimaginable. The world, which is already suffering from unacceptable iniquity, exclusivity, is going to face a greater problem tomorrow. Now, in this kind of emerging world, what should be our role? Where should we be? Where should Bharat be? This is a very, very crucial moment for us to understand this. You know, until about 200 years ago, less than 2 centuries, we know that Bharat was the number 1 country in the world. We accounted for the largest GDP. Bharat was the engine of growth, global growth. And those of you who are looking for data to substantiate it, I would urge you to go on the internet and look for a report, World Economy, a Millennial Perspective. It's a report prepared by OECD. It tells you from the very first century till the 20th century the state of economy of the countries. And Bharat was number 1 until the beginning of 19th century. By the time the British left, we dipped from number 1 to number 6th. We became the 6th economy in the world. It was a precipitous decline. We all blame the colonizers for exploiting us, exploiting our resources. But then, 6.5 decades later, after independence, 2014, we further dipped to the 11th position in the world. We became the 11th economy of the world. So, this precipitous decline continued even after independence. Why? the country which was number one consistently for over 2000 years. Within 200 years it declines, and the decline, a steep decline, continues even after independence. And the answer is not far to seek. It is in our education system. You know, when the British left us physically in 1947, on the 15th of August there was celebration in the country. Everyone was joyous, celebrating independence. But Mahatma Gandhi was in a somber mood, sitting in the slum colony of the marginalized in Delhi. Some media people asked him, "Why are you not happy? Why you don't seem to be happy with the independence? Are you not?" Mahatma Gandhi replied, "You know, the British have left us only physically. They are still occupying our mind. And they are so deep in our mind that if we work hard to drive them out of our mind, even then it will take years and years, decades to drive them out of our mind. So this independence is only half physical independence." You know, many of you might have read, and some of you, those who have not, please do that. We know the iconic British newspaper Guardian. Guardian wrote an editorial on 18th of May 2014, the day Prime Minister Narendra Modi was sworn in. You know, the editorial begins like this: 18th May 2014 may as well go down the history as the day when Britain finally left India. Britain finally left India because the system and style of governance until then was continuation of the British Raj by other means. These are not my words. These are words of Guardian, and it's editorial. It is not an op-ed. It is the view, considered view of the iconic British newspaper. Now, British brought us from top to 6th, and we brought it to 11th. Think of it. Because we remained so colonized, we kept looking at them for everything. We became an imitator, like a child holding the finger of the parent or the mother and walking. Child will lose direction unless and whenever there is the looks or cries for the mother. That was our position. You know, we have a beautiful constitution created by best minds. But whenever the operationalization of constitution happened, we kept looking at how the British Parliament behaved. They conducted their business, interpreting the constitution from the perspective of the Westminster. We developed our conventions, our traditions. We gave meaning to operational aspect of the Constitution deriving from how it was conducted by the Westminster. Even our judiciary, the Supreme Court of India, they kept looking looking at the Privy Council of Britain or the Supreme Court of US, United States of America, quoting proudly how the judges have quoted there and seeking validation, seeking meaning. Look at the level of colonization. Even today, as a chancellor, when I get report from many of my state universities, many a times the reports comes with a quoting from somebody in Europe or US. This colonization of mind. How can you grow in a competitive world by imitating someone on the strength of a borrowed language, borrowed knowledge? And then came a revolutionary step, the National Education Policy of 2020. Because for any transformation, for any change, and for us, this transformation has to be very, very revolutionary. We have to break with the past. We have to drive the Macaulay out of our mind and have our own education system. And with this in mind, the National Education Policy 2020 came. This policy has a body and it also has a soul of it. As far as the body part of it is concerned, we have a lot, we discuss a lot about multidisciplinary education, flexible education, collaboration among educational institutions, greater thrust on skill, usable knowledge. All those things are very, very important. Not many. But there is also a soul of that. There is soul. How do we look at knowledge from our perspective? And believe me, this is very important. Knowledge is not, as is often called, one may say, yes, it is perspective neutral. It is not. How do you look at? We have been hearing about, Secretary UGC also mentioned about IKS, Indian Knowledge System. I would very sincerely urge the Ministry of Education, UGC, AICT and all the bodies, please use the word Bharatiya Knowledge System. You have been saying the Bharatiya Gyan Parampara. Why not? Gyan Parampara, you can, language-wise one can differ. Every language of Bharat may not understand Parampara. There are words. But Bharat is common in all the languages from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. Everyone understands Bharat. The problem is, we have been looking at Bharat from the perspective of India. India is not synonymous of Bharat. India is a label given by the European to this country. People of this country did not call this country India until the British came. For centuries and centuries, for millennia, it was called Bharat. And Bharat, even its geographic expanse, that finds reference in our old literature. When they say, Uttaram yat samudrasya himadrasya dakshinam varsam tad bharatam nama. North of ocean and south of Himalayas is Bharat, Bharatvarsh. Bharat cannot be understood from the European perspective of origin and identity of a state. India can be. Because India is an European construct, not Bharat. What is European construct of? Unless we understanding Bharat, or to say to Bharatiya knowledge system, understanding Bharatiya knowledge system is predicated upon understanding Bharat. If we understand Bharat, it becomes easy to understand Bharatiya knowledge system. We know that Bharat does not fit in European construct of a political state, because European construct of a political state is what? We know that a state has 4 ingredients: a defined territory, population living on that territory, a government governing that territory, and that government is sovereign. The 4 attributes of a political state. Bharat is much bigger than that. This political state is a subset of Bharat. Bharat is a larger set. Bharat is a Rashtra. This Rashtra, we all say that Bharat is, we know that it was not a country, it was not a Rashtra created by a ruler. It was not created by a strong man. It was created through values. The values which was revealed for several thousand years ago to our rishis. And those values, that light that it generated, it spread over. And Bharat means enlightened land. And what is that light? What is that light that makes it a one Rashtra? Because you know that Rashtra, our scriptures, our Veda says, Bhadram ikshant rishya swavida tapo diksham upanisheduragra tato rashtram balamojasya jatam. Bhadram ikshant rishya swavida tapo diksham upanisheduragra. Well-meaning rishis who thought of Vishwa Kalyan. Such rishis, those who are equipped with Atma Gyan, Swavida. And what is Atma Gyan? Atma Gyan is Mamatma Sarva Bhutatma. The whole world, the whole creation is a family. Plant, animal, humans, we are all member of a family. No one is away. There is no exclusion. Such rishis, well-intentioned rishis, equipped with this knowledge of Atma Gyan, their tap and diksha, kathor tap and diksha, their hard work, to spread the light, we are all member of a family. You may look differently. You may have a different food habit. Your language may be different. Your custom cuisine can be different. But we are all member of a kudumbam, a family. You may have your own way of worship. You may have your own ritual. Doesn't matter. But we are all member of a family. Such a wonderful, a revolutionary light or darshan. I don't use the word philosophy. Philosophy is very limited. And we have a tendency, always is anglicized mind, we always try to use the English word. Philosophy, we all know that evolution of a language is linked with the civilizational evolution of a people. That civilization has not evolved to that stage where they can see this light of oneness of creation. Oneness of creation, this light came here. And so it is called darshan. Drishti, how you look at yourself and how we look at the rest of creation. This light, it originated here, it came here, thousands and thousands of years ago, and it has spread. And people of different, varying attributes, they became member of a family. Imagine, thousands of years ago, and look at the characteristic of Bharat. We don't know how many thousands of years ago it has been like one family. There were multiple rulers, not one or two, numerous. At no point of time there was one ruler who ruled the entire Bharat. So it doesn't fit in the European definition. That is why some people say that no, India is not a nation. Bharat was a Rashtra and is a Rashtra. So imagine, when I think of, other day I visited Shravanbelgola. 2,400 years ago, 2,400 years ago, a rishi, Bhadrabahu from Pataliputra, with his 12,000 followers, devotees, Sramanas, he comes down to Shravanbelgola, establishes himself, passing through numerous kings and kingdoms. About 5,000 of them come to our place, Tamil Nadu, what we call Tamil Nadu today. Arihantagiri, in Dinamalar district, Arihantagiri, Bhadrabahu himself came to spread the light the way he looked at it. What some people would like to say or say that it is a way of Jaina Darshan. You know, they never felt any constraint where they were going. The free movement. People coming from one part. We had a Pallava prince. From here, he went to Nalanda, studied, became Acharya, Bodhidharma. And subsequently went to China and spread what we say Buddhism there, Bauddha Mat. This Bharat has to be understood. And once we understand this Bharat, then it becomes easier for us to identify who we are. And with that sense of pride, we move forward. And when we talk about our indigenous knowledge system, it is not just knowledge which are there in various texts here and there, and as well as traditions, but also the process. Our entire epistemology, our pedagogy, both are different from the Europeans. And it's a great challenge. We have to move over to this. When we talk of new Bharat, what kind of Bharat that we wish to imagine? We all say that yes, we like to be number one. Thanks to the initiative taken in last 10 years, that we have grown again, a new Bharat is emerging. And from 11th we have come down to the 5th. We have reached, not down, but we have moved upward. We came to the 5th. And we are very confident in the next few years we will become the 3rd largest economy in the world. From borrowers of knowledge, we are becoming creators of knowledge. You know, WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization, their report, it shows that we are having accelerated growth in knowledge creation in patents, intellectual property. Rise over the previous year has been almost about 24%. About 10 years back, we had hardly any startup, just a few hundred, 200, 300 or so. Today we have 125,000 startup, young minds. Bharat is in ferment, intellectual ferment. Other day we read in the newspaper, our young minds, they have launched Agnikul, indigenously designed, 3D printed, created, launch vehicles, which would be far more economical than other commercial launch vehicles available today. New and new areas, they are breaking ground. This is new Bharat. When this new Bharat is emerging, It has to leapfrog. It cannot have incremental gain. It cannot rise incrementally. Because as I said right at the beginning, that the cutting edge advanced technologies, ultra advanced technologies will not leave you a chance. If you keep growing incrementally, we will be far behind. We have to be aggressively creative. We have to move forward. And that is why the genius today genius of governance lies in liberating the genius available in the society. Less control, more autonomy. For a very long time, attempts have been made to deny Bharat. And that is why from the 6th we dropped down to 11th. We must understand, we must appreciate and be proud of being a Bharatiya. And in fact, systematically, all those things which strengthen the idea and identity of Bharat, they have been systematically weakened after the British left. In our own state, I was shocked to find that our state university's curriculum, history and political science, has no mention of the national freedom movement. Only when I know that my forefathers have given their blood for a cause, that cause belongs to me. When thousands and thousands and thousands of people of this land had given their life for freedom of Bharat, and we have erased them from our memory, complete textbook, there is no mention of it. And I was shocked that how could the leaders of our academia could not feel disturbed. The entire 19th century, 20th century, 19th century, of course, completely blacked out. Only the British, glorification of the British rule. Glorification of the British rule. Imagine. And the 20th century is all Dravid movement. Dravid movement. No mention of national freedom movement. I think we should stop denying Bharat. This is not, and distorting our own culture and identity. Friends, coming 16th of June, this coming 16th, is a very, very important day. It's a day when great leaders, warrior leaders of this land had given a proclamation, Jambudvip Pragadana, liberating the whole Bharat, whole Jambudvip from control of the British on 16th of June. We have forgotten. Last year, 24th of October is the day when Marudi brothers were martyred by the British. They fought valiantly because they came up with a strategic visionary document to unite all the rulers of Bharat, native rulers, unite them against British. And they had begun the uniting, the fight had begun, but then that had shaken the British Empire. And they decided that they must stop it. They put their entire might, and with the help of collaborators, they finally succeeded in snuffing out the light. And I was shocked when last year in Trichy National College, on this date, I had gone on the 24th of October. The event could not be organized at the place where they were, Shivgangai, because 12 years back some law and order incident happened. And since then, on the day when Marudi brothers were martyred, within a week comes another freedom fighter, Muthuram Langtewar. His day comes. Some incident happened, law and order, and there is a prohibitory order. Every year there is a prohibitory order. People are not allowed to assemble and celebrate them. This is denial of Bharat. No, it is not acceptable. It cannot be denied. You are only trying to distort it. Friends, the gains that our young minds, young entrepreneurs, innovators, researchers, they are creating knowledge, they are making our country proud. This has to be given momentum. And this has to be given momentum with a sense of national pride. We have to infuse, we have the capacity. Only thing is, we have been made to think small. No, the time is gone. This is the time that we must think big. We must take up our responsibility. And the new Bharat that we are trying to envision, that Bharat has to be of the dream of Swami Vivekananda. And what was his dream? What kind of Bharat he wanted? He said, Bharat that he wanted was Bharat whose muscles are of iron, whose sinews are of a steel, physically strong, prosperous, but whose heart is Vedantic, compassionate, looking at the world as a family. Yadumure Yavarum Kelir Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. This a strong, materially prosperous Bharat, militarily a strong Bharat, with that heart which is Bharatiya, which has been given to us by our rishis several thousands years ago. That Bharat we have to create. The new Bharat has to be such a Bharat. The new Bharat has to be the Bharat which Rishi Aurobindo on the day of independence scripted in his dream. On the 15th of August 47, when Rishi Aurobindo wrote down the dreams that the day has come for Bharat to fulfill its divine obligation. Because in the entire creation, in the entire universe, Earth is the only planet where you have evolutionary consciousness. And in this evolutionary consciousness, with this awareness that evolutionary consciousness is essentially unites the entire creation by a common consciousness, Purusha and Prakriti, that common Purusha. This knowledge came to Bharat that we are all one. We are all one. What an extraordinary vision to unite, include the diversity. Irrespective of differences, we are all one family. This knowledge came to Bharat, and then Rishi Aurobindo says, was it coincidental? He said, no. It was divine mandate. It was a divine design that this knowledge came to Bharat, and now Bharat has to be strong. Bharat has to be capable to take this light to the rest of the world. And that is what Bharat has begun. When the COVID-19 has struck down and the world was in the grip of absolutely unknown deadly disease, no one knew the way out. When the rich and advanced countries who invented medicine, they started making money out of it. It was a Bharat, thanks to our scientists. When we made our vaccine, we shared the vaccine with people, needy people in 150 countries in the world. This is Bharat because we walk the talk. This is a family. When we had the G20 presidency, the motto was what? Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is soul of Bharat. This is what Bharat is. It looks at, that is why the world looks at India, looks at Bharat with a lot of expectation, a lot of hope. Friends, in these 2 days, you will have a lot of deliberations. But I also like to just quickly list out a few ideological challenges, intellectual challenges which you are going to face. It is not enough that we are just saying that we are proud of it. We have to be prepared to face the challenges. There are four external European ideas and ideologies which you will confront, which world is confronting, which we also have to confront. When we are coming up with the Bharatiya knowledge system, when we are rising with our darshan to look at the whole world as a family, the 4 European ideas and ideologies we have to confront. The number 1 is anthropocentric view of creation. That view says that God created humans and then created the whole creation for the pleasure of human. No, that's not correct. In Bharatiya darshan, we are an element of creation. We are integrally connected with the creation. We are not the Lord and Master of the creation. This anthropocentric view of creation, this is a very strong ideology. This has to be confronted ably. Second idea, European idea is theory of evolution. The theory of evolution that tells you that makes the entire life ecosystem predatory. The smarter one will kill the other and prosper. Survival of the fittest. And fittest means how crooked, how cunning you are. This has given rise to intellectual and moral justification for mercantile capitalism. There is no room for compassion. There is no room for compassion. If you are smart means you are clever and cunning, you prosper. It doesn't gel with Bharatiya knowledge system, Bharatiya darshan. In Bharatiya darshan, we are neither at the center of creation, nor we look at the evolution as predatory. That for me to progress, I have to kill the others. I have to suppress the other. I have to exploit the others. The entire colonialism is based on that theory of evolution. I am smarter, so I will colonize this land and extract the resources. Third is social contract theory of a state. These are very strong ideologies. You are from academia, you know how strong these are. Social contract theory of a state. That individuals are sovereign, and these sovereign individuals have contracted to live together, form the society and the state. It lays premium on the sovereignty of the individual. In Bharatiya darshan, this is not so. Individual is not sovereign. We are integrally connected with the rest. Bharatiya darshan is of integral humanism. We are integrally connected with the entire creation. Like a molecule, atom in a molecule, subatomic in the atom. Each one has certain degree of autonomy but not fully sovereign. All are within the parameters of the larger whole. Individual, family, society, and the Rashtra, they are all integrally connected. This is a very, very powerful ideology, European ideology. Sovereignty of the individual, and based on that, a state as a creation out of a contract. No, this is very dangerous. You have to find capable argument, and we have it. And the fourth is Karl Marx's view of life and society. Karl Marx looked at human being as moving hydrocarbons. Nothing, it's all chemistry, reactions, chemical reactions. In Karl Marx's view, humans are just a material object, driven by their own needs and greeds. And in this drive for needs and greeds, there will always be some who has it, some who don't have it. So the society is divided between have and have-nots, and they are in a perpetual conflict. This perpetual conflict, Karl Marx had written a number of essays, almost 20 essays in 1852. 1852, in New York Daily Tribune, he wrote in August. Many of them are available on the internet. And so if you wish to read, you please go on the internet, Karl Marx on India, 1852, on this New York Daily Tribune. And there he says, he justifies imperialism, colonization of India. He says that I am against imperialism, but in India it is a historic necessity. Because in India, individuals are not sovereign. Society is highly oppressive. It doesn't allow individual to grow to the full potential. And a society that worships monkeys and cows have no business to exist, that must be annihilated. And he laid down the two tasks for the British Empire. First, total annihilation of India's social order. And the second, laying foundation of Western material civilization. Now these are very powerful ideologies, though they have been debunked, many of them have been debunked. There is hardly any such, you will find many of the countries, those who fought and killed millions and millions, they themselves have just abandoned this ideology. But still, it is a very powerful ideology. When we talk about our Bharatiya knowledge system, not only is the knowledge, but the process of knowledge through which we derive knowledge, the way we transmit knowledge, the entire ecosystem of knowledge is very, very important to understand it. The battle has begun. It is our responsibility to take it forward. And I am sure all of us present here, all of you are very capable people, capable leaders of the intellectual world. You will show the light. In the coming 2 days, today and tomorrow deliberations, with your churning, sufficient light will come to lead us into the future for a new Bharat, the Bharat of the dream of Swami Vivekananda, Bharat of the dream of Rishi Aurobindo. I wish you all the very best. Thank you very much. Jai Bharat.
We express our sincere gratitude to our Honorable Governor, Thiru R.N. Ravi, for gracing us with his presence and sharing his priceless sagacity. May his leadership continue to guide us towards a brighter and more prosperous future. Honored guests, you have most generously accepted our invitation